Pundit is the football trivia game. Every sale using the code LIONS at checkout now gives a whopping 40% discount, plus a £10 donation to the Lions Food Hub. Visit punditgames.co.uk to order your copy. punditgames.co.uk, code LIONS.
You're listening to Achtung Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome to the Hawthorns in West Bromwich, near Birmingham. We're here, obviously, for the visit of the Lions. 2,000 Millwall fans have made the journey up the M6 for what could it be the culmination or beginning of the culmination of the season? Would it be drama or damp squib? Would it be triumph or despair, dear listeners? We're going to find out over the course of the next 7 days. West Bromwich Albion come into the game in 9th position on the back of a very, very hot home winning streak. The Lions, of course, in 6th position, 3 points clear of Norwich in 7th. But on the back of that rather disappointing home loss to Huddersfield 2 weeks ago, seems like a long while ago now. We've had an international break. We're waiting for the two teams to enter the arena. Your Millwall side this afternoon, dear listeners: George Long in goal, backline Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper, Charlie Cresswell, Danny Mack. The defensive two: George Saville, Brian Leonard. The attacking three: Duncan Watmore, Zian Fleming, George Heyman, Tom Bradshaw. And as you can hear, here come the two teams. You ever wondered what 2,000 Millwall fans sound like? It sounds like that. Lions will be in their red and black strip this afternoon. Albion, of course, in their famous dark blue and white stripes. With the pantomime villain, Jed Wallace, amongst their number. I've been reading a little bit about his performances at West Bromwich season. Apparently, he's highly rated for their player of the season. But rather like the 15-year-old ex-girlfriend that you broke up with all those years ago, it's going to be bitter and twisted all afternoon for the Millwall fans, I'm sure. Millwall start today in 6th position with a playoff probability of 50%, according to Not the 20 podcast. I do struggle with some of these statistic graphic things that they put out online. My poor old mind goes around circles in the end. It's all going to come down to how we do this afternoon. Millwall will be lining up to attack the home end in the first half. West Brom, of course, have a gas boiler as their mascot. Strange choice of mascot. I imagine the sponsorship there involved. It's a combi gas boiler, listeners. There you go. If you don't love us anymore, we're going to hate you. Gary Rowett, speaking to the News at Den, says he wants Mill to attack the game this afternoon, and positively grab the opportunities that he sees in front of him. Also, I think somewhat ironically, he's been talking about how he started to get the club, get the support after 3.5 years. I think he's got a very dry sense of humour. Rowett describes West Brom's home form, which I think they've won about 10 out of 11, as extreme. So we're up against it this afternoon this week. Mill will kick us off, attacking the home end, away from where we are. Hughes playing forwards from kick-off from Jules Long. It's gone all the way back. Trickles through to the goalkeeper right down the other end. Early comment from the Millwall support on Jed. That will either enliven him this afternoon or it'll do his head in. I don't know which. It did his head in at the Den, listeners, didn't it? Rather lost the plot there, but remains a very dangerous player for them. And if he's motivated enough, if the abuse motivates him, we'll not be in for a surprise or two. Vogelshammer dropped this afternoon in favour of Watmore, of course. Quality of our crossing recently hasn't been ideal. It's opened 2 weeks off of liven this up. Zian's views on West Ham also being now amply illustrated by the travelling support. The local paper, the Express and Star, describes Jed as a contender for West Brom Player of the Season. game like this does, of course, give us the chance to set up in our familiar style, which is to soak up pressure and get on the break. That seems to be our forte, dear listeners, rather than having to break teams down as we did against Huddersfield. But we do struggle. Seems to be a drum in the house, oh dear. That's going to go in my book of Millwall songs, the great Millwall songbook. That one's going to go in. Good old classic. West Brom corner. 6 minutes in, dear listeners. Left-sided corner for West Bromwich Albion. The Frossels, which is a bird apparently. Have you ever seen a Frossel in your life? I've never seen one or heard of one, apart from as a football nickname. But apparently they are the Frossels. Or the Baggies, which always sounds a bit nonsensical to me. But anyway, here comes the corner. It's deep. It's punched away by Jules Long. I've just clocked the gas combi boilers. Ideal Heating are the sponsors of West Bromwich Albion, listeners. Gas contractors. Hence the gas boiler, of course. Nice work, Zian Fleming. Wins a throw-in on the left side, just inside the West Brom half. He was picture playing basketball to much shock around the internet scene. He was playing basketball in Canary Wharf. They've got like a public hoop set up in one of the squares. And Zian was shot on someone's mobile phone, shooting a few hoops. He wasn't very good. I don't think the Chicago Bulls will be after him. He plays, as I posted, he played basketball as well as I play football, listeners. And believe me, that's not very good. Ticking towards 10 minutes, been open start for both teams. Opportunity for Millwall, obviously, a few minutes ago from that long throw for Tom Bradshaw, which went upwards rather than on target. This is Watmore now on the left side. He cuts inside, taken away from him at the last. Unlucky there. Lovely deft inside touch, Charlie Cresswell, who's been involved with the England setup, the England under-21s over the international break, of course. This is Jules Saville now. Murray Wallace, ball inside, it falls to Bradshaw, tried to return it back to Zian Fleming there. The idea was right, and its execution was just a little bit off in the event, but it was a nice idea. Some reference to the lack of noise from the home support so far. It's a funny ground, it's a big ground. Looks like a decent sized crowd now. I think I read near 30,000 capacity. I'll have to check that. And it's pretty full, but there's no sense of atmosphere in here, listeners. One thing we're not short of is atmosphere, by comparison with many. Michael and I did a show from Sheppey last weekend, one of our grassroots editions, and one of the messages afterwards, it went down very well with the Sheppey support, but one of the guys who replied back to say thank you for the coverage apparently told us that Tom Bradshaw's brother lives down that way. He lives on the Isle of Sheppey apparently. If that's not a tenuous connection, tenuous link, I don't know what is, but yeah, apparently Tom Bradshaw's brother lives on the Isle of Sheppey. And we did a show about Sheppey United. That is a tenuous link, listeners, isn't it? This is now on the left now, ball into the box. Cross came in, lunging, kind of stabbed there by the 20, sorry. It was wide right at the right place. There was half an opportunity there for West Brom. It went very wide in the end, but there was a moment there where a better finish would have had us in trouble. That's 17, come towards 18 minutes. I caught myself going on the championship predictor, listeners, earlier on. There's a loose ball there. This is Watmore's dispossessed. Yeah, on the results predictor and the consequences for the table, honestly, you can go up your own backside quite quickly with those things. They're both addictive and mind-numbing in equal measure, the various permutations as to what may or may not happen with all the results in the table. Don't do it, kids. Maybe it's just say no. Don't go on. And we really need to just worry about what we've got at the end of the day. And I think Gary Rowett made this point. This is Saville trying to feed in Honeyman there. It's gone through a goal kick. George Long opting to punch a long ball forwards there rather than take it. Maybe he doesn't trust his handling abilities, I don't know, but he's punched it out straight back to West Brom possession. Strange choice. Modern keepers do this a lot, listeners, don't they? I don't fully get. Maybe it's the modern ball, I don't know. Anyway, we're halfway through the first half now. It's coming towards 22 minutes. Pretty even overall. Neither side really having moments, but neither side really looking overly threatening. This is West Brom now, as I'm saying that, tempting the gods of football, coming down our left side. Ball straight into the backside of Jules Saville. It's going to be a throw-in. Going to be a long throw from the right side. Coming in, it's a deep one. Bouncing around. Still in possession. This is Jed Wallace now. He's shot, bouncing around. It's 6s and 7s into the box there. Bloody hell. Mill somehow escaped by the skin of our teeth. There was ping pong in the 6-yard box there as it went back and forth. But we dodged a bullet. 23 minutes. Best opportunity really for West Brom in the first half so far. 23 minutes in. Oh, loose pass. Feeds Bradshaw. The defender did well there. It was his ball that gave Bradshaw an unexpected chance, but he was then the man to be beaten. Bradshaw just couldn't get round him. A little moment there, 26 minutes. I don't think Bradshaw had much to play with in that situation. Gary Rowett talking about Zian Fleming, saying he's one of our most technical players, gifted players. But we've got to find ways to get him away from man marking, which I think is what killed him against Huddersfield. He's not shown much so far this afternoon. Anyway, he comes to the left-sided corner. That was a bit of a waste. It was right to the edge of the penalty area, and that gives West Brom the chance to break. And here they come. This is Jed Wallace. He must be offside. He is offside. And he puts it wide to a sea, absolute sea of gesticulation. It was offside, mile offside. 29 minutes. That's a bit of a waste of a corner there, listeners. Well, I think we're trying to do different things. Jed Wallace no longer on the Millwall Christmas card list of birthdays. Ticking towards 30 minutes. Game so far, been a bit helter-skelter, I suppose. Neither side really dominating. Both have had their moments. West Brom probably would say they'd shaded the first half so far, but without any real opportunities apart from that ball into the box earlier on that I mentioned. Other than that, nothing really sticks in the mind so far. We've all got to do better with these dead ball situations, though. This is the rock upon which our season has been built. And so far in this game, at least we've been wasting them. This new corner routine of pitting it back to the edge of the penalty for a volley it's not really worked so far. As it is, this is Murray Wallace, left side on the halfway line. Should be a traditional punt forwards, and it is. There it goes. There's one of the big boys in there. Falls to Cresswell in one of his more creative moments. He's gone wide right. One of a throw-in from the right side there, acting as a winger. Then it comes near part of the 6-yard box, back to Ryan Leather on the right side. Wins the right-sided corner. Let's see if we can do a bit better than that silly routine that we've been doing so far. In it comes. It's a deep one. It's caught by Jake Cooper high over the bar. That's better, but too high. 32 minutes. It's a cool grey afternoon here in Sandwell, West Bromwich. Floodlights illuminating the pitch now. It's grey skies rather than dull, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a left-sided, right-sided throw-in. West Brom 32, comes towards 33 minutes. In it comes. It's deeper. Jake is there. Watmore doesn't really deal with it. It remains in West Brom possession on the right side of our penalty area. Little 1-2, ball into the danger zone. Moment there. Blasted wide from the edge of the penalty area. Lions dodge a bullet. a better striker would have got that on target. As it was, it went veered off rightwards. Return of the drum. That's going to go for a corner. Must have come off of Danny Mack now. Little moments of danger. Millwall not getting chances to clear it, but not taking them, listeners. It's going to be left-sided corner for West Brom now. Ticking towards 38 minutes. Here it comes, near post. That's headed clear by Zian. Fleming, nice work there. Watmore's involved. Not sure what to make of Watmore, listeners. He's been beaten again now on the right side. Fantastic work there by Danny Mack. Ryan never gets a clip there as he cleared behind him. Fantastic work, Danny Mack, to put his body on the line. Wouldn't surprise me to see Watmore hooked out of the game at some stage, listeners. Well, obviously not in this half, I don't think. He's not been very impressive for me. We're ticking towards, 38 and a half minutes. What to make of the game so far? I mean, I'd say that West Brom have had the better of proceedings overall. It's not to say Mill have been out of the game by any means. We need to start making more of the dead ball situations. We've not exploited them well enough. West Brom have had one or two moments of the ball flashing back and forth in front of our goal, but nothing on target so far. So I think Gary Rowett won't be happy with what he's seeing at half-time. And I think certainly is on the left side of our defence, Watmore has been letting players get past him, for me, a little bit too often. In attacking terms, obviously our tactic remains to sit deep and absorb pressure and look for the break. Just pause there. That's going to go for a Millwall throw-in on the right side. Yeah, sit deep, accept the pressure, which we all know and we all accept. We've got to start doing better with the attacking side of it. We've not looked truly dangerous. I can't think of a shot on target or a header on target in this half for Millwall. That's the other side of the coin. If you're going to, be a counter puncher, you need to be able to land your punches, don't you? Let's go all pugilistic on you, listeners. And as the man says, it should have been a corner. There is half-time, dear listeners. Millwall 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, Millwall 0. The Lions will be pleased to get in at half-time 0-0. Work to do in the second half for me, in my opinion.
Achtung, Millwall.
Welcome back, dear listeners. Welcome to the second half. The Albion side are out. Just waiting for the entry of the Lions. Here they come. Big half of football ahead of us here. I think I'm just reading my half-time show notes. I do show notes for these little compositions, listeners, believe it or not. And I was just looking at some comments that Gary Rowett made about how the extreme home form that we've mentioned already for West Bromwich Albion, but they've won 10 out of the last 11 unbeaten in those 11 games. So for the Lions to be at 0-0 half-time, obviously a big 45 to go, is no mean achievement if we can keep this going. Millwall will be attacking the home support, the away support, the Millwall support in the second half, dear listeners. The game is underway. Caught me by surprise somewhat. This is Millwall now. This is Watmore coming down left side. Be nice to see him do something this afternoon. It's been a disappointment for me. I don't want to keep mentioning him, but he's done nothing. Murray Wallace doing some Cruyff-style jinx. Ball in from the... that was a terrible ball from Ryan Leonard there. We do somehow retain possession. We didn't deserve to, in truth. 15 minutes. Millwall now on the right side. This is Ian Fleming. Defence splitting pass. This is Murray Wallace now on the left side. Poor cross in truth. Could have been better. Going for a Millwall throw, left side. Lumped forward by Cresswell with a good ball in the event. It's found Murray Wallace offside. Offside. Not such a good ball. This schoolboy humour, but it works somehow, listeners, doesn't it? It's humour of the playground. All bouncing around, it almost falls into the path of Fleming there. It's now Jules Honeyman. Spreads it. This is Fleming now. Just right of centre. Tries to get past his man. Ground chance for a handball. Referee not giving it. As West Bromwich Albion clear it and bring away. Danny Mack doing a sliding tackle. Unfortunately, it was a shot inches wide of the Millwall top right-hand side of the goal there. Danny Mack with some might call it a reckless slide tackle. I think he's, don't know if he's being booked. No, the referee's let it go. 53 minutes. He's dodged a bit of a bullet there, Danny. I thought that might draw a card. So it's a deep Millwall free kick. Jules on going to punt it forwards. The big boys have gone up. Cooper. Zian's in there. Towards Cooper, gets ahead to it. Falls to Watmore, over the bar. Over Honeyman, over the bar. Caught on the volley. No real power in it, and it looped over the bar. Probably Millwall's best chance of the game so far. Apart from that Bradshaw header, perhaps, in the first half. It's 57 minutes. It's a long ball, trying to find Tom Bradshaw. It's inside to Zian Fleming, combines with George Honeyman. Mill's spreading play now. Murray Wallace. Towards 58 minutes. This is now George Saville acting as almost a right winger. There's a header on target from Tom Bradshaw, battered away by the goalkeeper. West Brom player down, flattened. It should be a corner, a Millwall corner. Didn't see what happened to him. Nice little deft header on target. The goalkeeper got across well there. First real chance for Millwall. In it comes. Another deep one. It's almost headed into his own net there by the West Brom defender. This is the goalkeeper takes it. Saville does well to block the break. Really well, ball into the mark. There's Zian Fleming header into the ground and picked up by the goalkeeper on the line. There's a real chance there, he headed it downwards rather than on target. 61 minutes. Big opportunity there for Zian Fleming. Mill showing more spark, more vim, more vroom in the second half. Looks like there's substitution being lined up on the Mill bench. Number 7, Oliver Burke, pace. We're going to replace Duncan Watmore, I would guess, who's done nothing defensively and not much going forwards, to hopefully bring in Oliver Burke, who won't do much defensively, but may bring some more attacking dynamism. I think that's the thinking by Gary Rowett. We're ticking towards the halfway point of the second half. It's been a much brighter period for Millwall than what we saw in the first half. This is the lines now on the right side. Leonard and Danny Mack, Oliver Burke, Danny Mack gets bumbled over. Throws that not a free kick. It is a free kick. The referee was waiting to see if Mill got any advantage. West Bromwich Albion players incensed with that. It's a chance actually. It's right on the edge of the West Brom penalty area on the right side. In it comes. It's on. He had a go there. It's punched away off the line for a right-sided corner. Ambitious, dear Saville. My dear Saville, I approve of that. Headed off the line. 35 being spoken to. That's a good old school chant, listeners. You dirty northern bastard. Are they northern? I suppose they're beyond Watford, aren't they? So that makes them northern. Bodies flying in all directions. Fantastic sliding tackle. Listen to the roar. Listen to the roar of the Millwall crowd. As the West Brom player rolls around, he gets a yellow card. He got the ball there, listeners. He got the ball. The West Brom player's writhing around. Now he'll walk away. Look at him now, 21. He should be booked for that as well. That's faking. That's faking an injury. The referee's been worked over there, listeners. Fantastic tackle by Tom Bradshaw. The crowd loved it. The referee booked that hook, line and sinker. West West Brom's turn to get a yellow card for something or other. That was far down at the middle end, so I couldn't see what that was all about. I can tell you that tackle from Tom Bradshaw, which was full-blooded, it was a good old school Coldblow Lane tackle. The crowd loved it. Got the ball. Shouldn't have got a yellow card. Bit of argy-bargy now in the middle. I don't think West Brom are happy with the situation. West Bromwich Albion crowd, vague noise of disgruntlement. Unhappy with what this is, put that strain to touch. Danny Mack slips inside. This is now Zian Fleming. What can he do? Shots on target, batted over the bar by the goalkeeper there. There's a nice move, Zian Fleming and Oliver Burke combining very well there. Zian had a moment to get a shot on target. It was straight at the goalkeeper though, unfortunately. 71 minutes. It's a right-sided corner now, Millwall. My artistic sensibilities are being satisfied now in the second half. Got a bit of cramp now in the West Brom defence. Millwall lining up in a kind of a training ground routine here on the edge of the penalty area. It's a right-sided corner, in it comes. It's deep, deep, deep. It's flicked away from Jake Cooper. Put back into the mix, into the melee. It bounces away, unfortunately. 16 minutes left to go, listeners. We've looked a lot brighter in this second half. Obviously, it still remains 0-0, and one chance, one mistake will probably settle this one way or the other. We've looked a lot brighter in the second half. And West Brom, not so much. This is Jed Wallace now on the right side. Goes past Murray Wallace, his namesake. That's into the near post. And that's back to Jed now on the right side. They get a crossing from the right side. They cancel across the face of the goal. Off the line, I thought. Ball bouncing around like a ping pong down there. I don't know where that went, listeners. That was pinging around like a pinball machine there. I think Millwall dodged one there, listeners. 78 minutes. This is Albion on the break. Oh, that was a last-ditch block there as they came straight down the middle, listeners. It's gone for a right-sided corner. And towards 84.5 minutes. The danger zone, we've got to keep it tight. We've done very, very well to keep them out really for the half. They've not looked that dangerous for me in the second half, but it will only take one moment of loss of concentration. They've got a chance here from this right-sided corner. In it comes, it's a deep one, it's headed away. Leonard second best again there, listeners. Good tackle. George Long takes his man very, very well there. Two West Brom players on the floor. Came out and made a great tackle, very long way away from where I'm standing. Looked like he got the ball. The home crowd all stood up as one, arguing the toss. What's the rule? He's given is that a goal kick? Must have been offside. Must have been offside, listeners. It was a good challenge by George Long, though. Nevertheless, he didn't know that in that moment. There's a sliding tackle on the West Bromwich Albion forward as he was through on the left side. Well, much improved second half, as I've said a few times during the course of these thoughts and muses. The first half rather got away from us a little bit, I felt, although we were in it. We weren't playing badly, but we could have done better going forwards. We've looked a bit sharper coming forwards in the second half. Not so much now since we've brought in Hutchinson to shore up the defence clearly. But a 0-0 draw, if it remains that way, still some minutes to go. So I better not tempt Lady Fate. But a 0-0 draw here would not be a bad result, given West Brom's track record. 48 minutes on my clock. About 4 more minutes, I would say, of play. Man of the match. Well, it's been a defensive performance primarily in the second half. So I'm probably going to go for a defender or one of the defensive midfielders, perhaps. I've liked the look of Jules Saville all afternoon. I've liked the look of Cooper and Cresswell. Long's not had an awful lot to do in goal. Murray's got forward well, so I'm going to go, well, take your pick really, listeners. So I'm going to go with Charlie Cress, who's dealt with a lot of stuff this afternoon. So I'm going to go with Charlie Cress. He's also got forwards on occasions. 50 minutes, maybe last minute of the added time now. I think we said before the start of the game, a draw wouldn't be a bad result for us. I better not speak too soon because this is West Brom breaking forwards. Bodies going flying everywhere. There was a moment there where one of their players went flying in as the ball came down the left side. So all in all, ahead of the huge match, Good Friday match at the Den against Luton. This is not a bad point if it finishes this way. I think it might be the last few seconds of the game now.
Achtung, Millwall.
Hello?
Hello Nick, Matt Webb here, calling in from today's game against West Brom away. Currently on the train on the way home. Well, 0-0, if I'm honest, was probably the fairest result today. I think neither teams show anything of any reasoning to win that game. However, as a Millwall fan, I would be more than happy to take that point, especially with most of the results going our way. I thought we battled well. We were strong in defence. We didn't give them a sniff of any out-and-out opportunity, albeit maybe one or two, which probably I may have missed. But you know what? 0-0, I would have taken that at the beginning of the game, and I'm really pleased coming home. I thought man of the match day for me was Jake Cooper. I think he was absolutely amazing at the back. Saying that, Cresswell had a very good game as well. Well, the back four, if I'm honest, they played really, really well. West Brom have got strength in players in terms of Swift, Jed, DK, Reach, to name a few. But we made them amateur, and they are what they are, and that's a mid-table team. But we go forward now, going to Luton. Luton's a massive game now, which I think all of us are all now looking forward to. Sell-out crowd at the Den, which will be really good, and in front of the camera, so we're probably expecting a Tom Bradshaw hat-trick. So come in lines and roll on Friday.
Hi Nick, John Rankin here, just reporting in after the 0-0 draw at the Hawthorns against West Bromwich Albion. And I've got to say, we went to the game today. We travelled up, went on the Millwall coach, and the away fan were in really good voice. We had a good day out actually, and we're well pleased with that point. In actual fact, to be honest, we could have won that, and I think we should have won it on balance. They had 60% possession, made more passes, but we looked much more dangerous, especially in the second half. And I thought we all played really well. The team played well, and they showed a lot of good spirit. We had quite a few corners, were pretty ineffective from those. I think Jake Cooper had a clear penalty again in the first half. So our set-piece play didn't really produce much. Zian Fleming had a couple of wonderful opportunities, and on another day he would have buried both of them. One was a header from a George Savile cross, and the other was from a nice bit of midfield interplay, which saw him taking on a man and going through a gap. And, you know, on another day, it would have hit the back of the net, but a well-deserved point on the road. I was very impressed with all the team, actually, but I think standout performances today from Jake Cooper, Ryan Leonard and George Savile. Also George Honeyman, tremendous energy around the pitch. Danny Mack, very solid. Charlie Cresswell again solid, and Murray Wallace kept his namesake very quiet. Strange day with Jed Wallace. He came down to the away end and sort of clapped us, and he got verbals back, I'm afraid. And I don't really know what to make of that, but I'm not really that bothered. I think the team's a lot better without him, to be honest with you. Bit of an ego, and I think we're in a lot better place. So it's onwards and upwards to Luton. It's still in our hands. We're lying 5th on the table. And, you know, it's very much up to us. I'd like to see Rowett give SA a bit more time, to be honest with you. And I'd like to see Duncan Watmore just show a bit more of himself. He scored a lovely goal against QPR, and we need to see more of that. So just a little bit more impetus and a little bit more strength up front and a bit more dynamism, and I think we're on our way. So against Huddersfield, I thought our race was run if we carried on playing like that. We didn't play like that. We were a lot more comfortable playing against a team like West Brom, who were prepared to actually do something in the game. And we got the results. As I say, could have so easily won that. So, onward and upward to Luton. Come on, you Lions.
Hi Nick, Matt Richards. Just giving my views on today's performance. Really, really good performance. Good result. You can't argue with a point away from home against West Brom. Anybody would have taken that before the game. Albeit, you know, obviously in the game we had more chances than them. And another day, you know, we should have. Well, there was quite a few chances that could have done better. Zian had a couple of really good chances. A couple of headers from Bradshaw and Cooper, and obviously again another penalty not being given. You know, but I thought we were a better team. You know, we suffocated West Brom. Murray did a superb job on Jed. He was so quiet. It was unbelievable. But the whole team, you know, played really well. It's one of those performances we've done a few times this year away from home. It was just so solid. And it's just a shame that we just couldn't nick one. But, you know, that would have been amazing. But it wasn't to be. So, you know, we just got to be happy with a point, which we are. We've got Luton, and you look at our running. You know, we should be. You know, we've got a good chance of winning all those games. Really, we won't, because that's not what we do. But it's looking so positive for the playoffs that we've only got ourselves to blame if we don't make it. Really, I thought the team played well. I mean, players-wise, individual performances-wise. I thought defence was solid, really good. Cooper and Creswell and Danny and Murray, as I've mentioned already, superb. Saville, Leonard. Honeyman was busy. Zian, I thought he had a couple of chances which he probably should have done better. Watmore was off the pace, so it's pretty right to kind of bring him off. And Bradshaw, yeah, you know, he had a couple of chances, but you can't expect Bradshaw to score every single game. So it's a decent performance all round. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the players coming back, so Billy and Bennett, for the running. And then it's fingers crossed, you know, we keep nicking up points. We've got to, I think we've really, got to win. We haven't got to win against Luton, but we've got to start winning our home games. That's the kind of concern I've got at the moment. We need to start. We haven't done it for a while now, but I think if we can start doing that, keeping our away performances as they are, then we should be in the top 6. And then, well, who knows? Who knows indeed. Anyway, well done I know you went up there today, Nick. Well done to you and everybody else that went up there. Top support. I can hear you loud and clear over Millwall TV. Now another big crowd on Friday, and we'll see what happens. Okay, Nick. Cheers, mate. Come on, you Lions.
Good morning, Nick. Jim Hackett here. Just with a few thoughts on the game yesterday. Obviously, typical Millwall, isn't it? After the Huddersfield game, that we can come out, look so strong, give a really strong performance yesterday. I thought, probably with a little bit of luck, could have nicked it. West Brom, fantastic record going into it. I think 9 wins out of the last 10 games. Only 1 goal scored against them in quite a while, and I think we gave them a performance that probably opened their eyes a little bit, and certainly got all the supporters back on side after the last game. But that's how football goes, isn't it? Especially at Millwall. I thought the whole team did really well. I think the only one who anybody can say was slightly on the edge of giving it 100% was Watmore. He just looked like he was coming into a team rather than somebody who's established there. And I think with him, Burke, it's at the moment it's finding out which is the better one at the better time. And I think Rowett's doing okay, but if we can just get one of them two to fire for any sort of regularity, I think we'll be fine then. I did think at half time that George Saville looked a little bit leggy, a little bit out, and maybe should have been replaced. But then watching him in the second half, it was like a transformation. He's absolutely fantastic. How that lad kept going, I don't know, but hats off to him. And the other player I'd like to mention, I think, after yesterday was George Long. I think he didn't look in too much trouble with anything, but I think that the way he can kick the ball and get us out of trouble when they are coming forward, he can get the ball in his hands and straight away, you know, it's going to be down the other end of the pitch. And then they've got to come back at us. And the amount of throw-ins and problems it causes, I think, is fantastic. And if there is a debate about him and Bart, then unfortunately, I think it's that distribution and that ability to get us down the pitch, which is sort of winning the argument for Long. And I don't see Bart getting back in now for the rest of this season anyway. I think one of the issues that Rowett's coming into soon, and a good issue I think, is that when Billy Mitch is fit, how do you fit him in place of Leonard and Saville? I think both of them are fantastic. Leonard coming back is like having a new player, and with Billy being out, he's come back at the right time. And I think we've got the same problem at the back with Cresswell, Cooper and Hutch. Again, you know, Hutch, leader of the pack, but, you know, at the moment Cresswell's playing so well that you can't see him getting back in, you know, and it's a great problem for Gary Rowett, but I think it's a sort of disappointing one for the supporters, because everybody likes Hutch, everybody likes Billy Mitchell, and yet the players that are in there are doing the job for the shirt. I think with the wide players, I think he's got his own problems, because you've got Honeyman, who I think he's playing really well. Then after that, Watmore, Vogie, Burke, Essay, they're all going to have little chances. I think after the Luton game, I think we might see more of Essay, because the teams we're going to be playing then are going to need to have somebody a bit more special to unlock the door. So hopefully he'll get his chance that. But after yesterday's game, I think everybody sort of hand on heart couldn't see us getting too much, and yet probably knew we will get something, because it's that sort of season for us. But overall, a fantastic performance, a fantastic result in terms of not losing, but what fantastic support. I only really caught most of all the second half and some of the first half of the game, but you could just listen to the Millwall support. It looked absolutely fantastic. It sounded great, and long may it continue. So on to Friday, Luton Town. Let's hope we don't get any worse than a draw there, or a draw against them, but let's hope for a win. So come on, Millwall.
Achtung, Millwall.
Hello, dear listeners. Well, as someone once said, football is a funny old game, and there are nil-nil draws, and there are nil-nil draws, aren't there, dear listeners? And yesterday was an excellent point, I felt, as the contributors have all really made the same point over and over, that at the start of proceedings yesterday we would all have taken a point at West Brom, one of our playoff rivals. The result, plus combined with the gods of football smiling upon us with other results, have combined to leave us now 4 points clear of Norwich, who lost yesterday. Norwich got beat to Sheffield United. Other results, I mean, the madhouse result for Huddersfield putting 4 past Middlesbrough 4-2. But anyway, the gods were clearly smiling upon the Millwall promotion run, because we're now sitting in 5th position, 61 points, 4 points clear of Norwich City on 7th, 57 points. Then Coventry also on 57. West Brom, clear blue water now, down to them in 9th. It does, of course, mean that our game against Luton on Good Friday, our 12th game at home to Luton on Friday, which is a 12:30 kickoff. Listeners, don't make the error that I nearly did of thinking it was a 3 o'clock kickoff. It's a 12:30 start on Friday. Assumes major proportions, doesn't it? If it didn't already, Luton sitting in 4th, 67 points. They have established enough of a gap to probably start to feel that they are safely in the playoff spots. Whether that mentality will show itself on Friday. One thing is for certain, we need a massive home show of support for the team. Yesterday, great support up there at the Hawthorns. 1 or 2 of the boys have made that point already on the contributors' voicemails. I just want to you would have heard it on the live thoughts and musings that I did. It was wonderful support. The home support was very wishy-washy, and the travelling 2,000 made it seem like a home game for Millwall. That is what we need to reproduce on Friday. You know, the big stakes are now coming onto the table. 39 games gone. We're sitting in 5th position in the Championship table, and we have a 4-point spread between ourselves and the 7th spot. So Friday, ideally a win, of course, but I think really avoid defeat would be number one. And then hopefully, if you can ever have such a thing with Millwall, you have teams that are looking to, just back their season out afterwards to come, certainly up until Blackburn on the last day of the season. So huge stakes. It's the high rollers table, and we need to bring our A game, as they say in the USA. Hugely enjoyable day out yesterday, actually. For a 0-0 draw, this is the wonder of football. How can a goalless draw be, an enjoyable day? But it was great to see some faces. I just want to give a big shout out to Mike and Barry Perkins, who I saw before the game. Phil Clark. Couldn't catch up with Harry up there. Harry was there. I lost phone reception. So anyway, we were there in near proximity, but hopefully I'll catch up with H this week to chew over the cud of Millwall. Just want to say thank you to everyone for there's 1 or 2 blokes shook my hand up there. I don't know their names, and it's really nice to get some nice feedback. I just want to say thank you. It means a lot to hear nice words, and I appreciate every single compliment that people make for our show. We do it for, I hope, the right reasons, and hopefully this will be a season to remember, and we're going to be there every inch of the way. I'm even weighing up going up to Wigan, listeners. This is how the mania gets me. If the season's still on, going to Wigan, I'm even looking at all sorts of travel methods to get up there. We'll see on that score. Anyway, there we go. Huge thank you to everyone for contributing to it. If you want to make a contribution to the show, you can do it 1 or 2 ways. You can phone into our answer phone, which is 0208 144 0232, and that's one method. You can just leave a message on it. I don't answer that phone number, listeners. It goes to an answer phone. You can leave a message on there. Or if you want to send me a voicemail, which is the better method because the quality is normally pretty good, send me a voicemail, or give us a shout, a DM, a direct message on Twitter, and we can exchange mobile numbers. And we've got some big games coming up. It'd be great to get a spread of opinion, and I don't mind how many I get. If I get so many that I can't put them in one show, I'll stick them in another one. That's the kind of wild madcap show that this is, listeners. So yeah, get in touch. Either give us a shout. We can exchange mobile numbers. Email is achungmillwall@gmail.com. You can message me on Twitter @AchungMillwall, or you can just leave a message on the answer phone 0208 144 0232. I think we're done. Huge thank you for listening to the show, dear listeners. Thank you to everyone. Let's catch up Good Friday at Millwall. Bye for now.
Achtung, Millwall.